So just for the sake of the recording, we have four types of qualities, and we're gonna put them. We're gonna put all of you in a group where we have the different varieties of characters, so that you can actually form a dynamic group. So all of you are required to work on a group project. So next week you'll be having a brainstorming session. Please hold on. Why is it slow? Just bear with me. So I'll be sharing these images for you to actually have your own self introspection on what are the qualities that you may have. Okay, good. Now it's okay. All right, fine. So what you all will be developing for as part of your group project is this. These are some of the requirements. These are basic guidelines for you to work, both for degree and also diploma. So you are going to build a small business app. Any type of business. Maybe it could be clothing. Maybe it could be any merchandise that's related to Uniten. Maybe you're selling Uniten merchandise. Some of you are smiling. Any other ideas? But you're going to come up with an app. The nature of that app is business. What type of business that you want to? Maybe you rent a car, lorry service, or whatever. I want you to open up the mind. This is an open-ended, so the sky is the limit for you. So you're going to develop a small business app with the following criteria or information or functions that you need to incorporate in your app. So why we are actually going through this briefing, the earlier stage, is that for next week, when I form the group based on your personality result submission, once you have the group, then you all can sit within your group and discuss the ideas. So what you need to have in the app, you need to have an interesting app logo. You can actually later on you can find out how to actually have your own app logo. Like on your phone, you have every single application has its own logo, right? You're going to do your own. So that should be reflective of the nature of the business that you're going to do. And then the number 2, this is for new user registration and also login features. This is only applicable for degree students. So diploma students don't have to do that, but if you want to, you can. Let's say if you are looking forward for subscribers, or you want to create your database of your business, you want to know who are your members. If you want to have an option to ask them to register so that you can get their details for future promotional things and things like that, it's up to you. But this is for degree compulsory must have. For diploma, it's optional. And then number 3, your app should have in-app shop. That means on your app, that should be, you can actually scroll down, scroll up, and you can actually have a nice gallery or picture gallery. How you want to arrange the type of layout that you want to use is up to you, but you should have an in-app shop. That means you can actually browse through those items. Maybe you have various tabs. Household items, one tab. Perfumes, one tab. Whatever tab. How you want to actually set the layout is up to you. Okay. You can actually also set some purchase options. Do you want to have a cash on delivery? Or do you want to use e-wallet and things like that? Now take note, for the student, the community version of this Tankable, you cannot integrate the gateway component, the gateway service. So you just can put some logo there as if that you're buying and putting that option. So you're just going to emulate that, but you're not going to have that gateway service. You need to actually subscribe for that service for your business. You need to have a bank account. Then you can actually have integrate it with the gateway service so that whoever makes the payment, the money goes to your account. We are not going to do that. Okay, you don't want to unnecessarily scam. But you're going to create a real-like scenario. So you can just do something like maybe online banking. If you click that button, it will bring you to your banking site. Up to that point is enough. That you can do. In Thunkable, when you press a button, you can actually set the URL, it will go to your banking site. But there's nothing like going to any site, you can actually do that, it's not a problem. But you won't do after the login features and things like that, you don't have to do that. But how you want to do, it's up to you. What type of functions that you want to have. Notification, maybe someone purchased something, then you want to send them an email or whatever, WhatsApp message, thank you for buying this, whatever, notification. And maybe there is sometimes whenever if there's any sales, how you want to actually promote your items or discount features or things like that. All these features are just given as a guideline. It's not limited to this. You can think of anything much more. And then for the fourth one, there's also should be a web viewer. Now this web viewer function allows you to see a particular web in your app. So for that, you don't have to have your own. This is actually whenever you want to view your online shop. In-app shop and online shop is two different things. In-app shop means the shop is in your app. Online shop means, let's say if you have a website like Padini or something like that. But what you're doing is you're incorporating that website in your app. It's not that you're going out of the app. Sometimes you have a link, when you click, what happens? From that app, it goes to your browser, right? That is going from the app to the browser. This is web viewer is in your app. When you click, your whole the online shop will be viewable in your app. We'll be doing that also as part of the workshop. It's not very easy, right? Using Thunkable modules. It's just too simple. And then for degree part, for degree students, then you must have what we call as a customer feedback or chat or questions features. Enables consumers to actually chat with you or to send you feedbacks or give feedback. So how you want to do that feedback, the mechanism, you want to get to the WhatsApp or in the app itself, there's a chat. So how you want to do it, it's up to you. So this is only for degree. Diploma, if you want to do, you can. Now there's also should be a tab in your app about the company. So now you may ask, sir, what company are we going to do? You're going to create a company, something based on the nature. So you're just going to create some background stories about your company. Oh, it's established just 2 days ago, but it's already having 1 million sales of profit. Whatever story that you want to put about your company, try to make it as real as possible, and it should be relevant to the nature of the business that you're going to do. Don't have to elaborate. Just some simple points about your company just to make it realistic. So maybe you can have an image on who's the founder. Sometimes when you see a new startup company, then you click on their about us. They can see who founded or what is the nature of the company, and some simple things that you can actually put. Then there should be a contact us info. So how someday you have the phone number. Don't put someone else's phone number. This is for in order for you to emulate the function. The idea is when you build this app, we want to see the features. That means when you want to call someone and in the app you click on that call, it should actually call. So make sure you call your friends or anyone in your member group. Don't call someone else. When you click, then you call someone else. So just you can put that. Then in the contact us, you can actually use this WhatsApp features or Telegram. So you can do that in the app. It should be done in the app. You don't have to, copy, paste, go to your keypad, your dial keypad, and then paste the number there. No, your app, from that app, when you click the phone icon, it should immediately straight away call. And show map location, map function. This is for degree students. You should use the map function to show the actual physical shop. So in that sense, you don't have to have a shop. You can choose any location, any shop of your choice, then incorporate it as part of your map and put a pin there to show that this is the map location. So when you click on the map, then it will invoke the Google map. Then of course you can set the direction and set the direction to go there. Is that okay? And finally, this is an open one. So any other creative function that you want to include in your app. So any questions that you all have so far? Any questions or any doubt? This project will be demonstrating towards the end of the semester, but don't wait too long. By week 12 or 13, by week 12, you should be presenting this. You'll be coming in front and we'll be explaining about your project, and then we'll be showing some video demonstration on how your app works. Is that okay? Now, prior to that, of course, once your group have been created, I'll be also guiding you all on how you want to do the brainstorming session, which is next week. So what are the things that you want to discuss in your group? So we'll have the time, we'll discuss, and then you will also come in front and also present your ideas. This is how we plan to do, this is how we plan to do. Then accordingly, I will give feedback, and any one of you also can give some feedback. Why don't you do like this? It would be better. Well, that's a fantastic idea. I think we'll copy that. No, don't do that. Let's encourage each other. Is that okay? Any questions? So all those with the degree 1 for diploma, it's not compulsory. Diploma don't have to do that. Is that okay? Any questions? So, whenever you want to develop a mobile app, there are several steps that you need to go through. There are actually 8 steps, but you don't have to go through all 8 steps. But now you have a particular theme, right? The theme is to work on some business. So the first step is you want to confirm on the idea. Of course, you have a vague idea that you're going to work on the business app. So what is the app objective? What is your target user? So that will help you to determine the type of business that you want to do, right? So you decide who's the target audience. Are you targeting students? Are you targeting female purchasers? Or are you targeting male? What type of target are you targeting? Then what is the app? USP means unique selling point. So what's great about your business app? What is the product that you actually want to sell? What is the unique selling point? Right? Maybe your app will have the installment basis. Own it, then pay later. That's a very dangerous thing. You may not get your money later. And then you perform a competitor analysis. That means, you all have your App Store, Apple Store, and also your Google Play Store, right? You can try to look for some sample. Are there any such business thing, app, or things like that, just to get some idea? So what type of business that they're doing? Any other business app that you can think of currently on your phone that you are using actively? Any are using actually?
Shopee.
Yes, Shopee, Lazada, Grab, all those are business platforms, right? You don't have to go up to that level, but you can use them as a role model to see how they actually lay out, what are the features that they have, right? And of course, the app marketing. So this one, whenever you want to market your app, you need to know your prospectus, right? Who's going to be your end users and things like that. So this is step 1. If you want to confirm with the idea, this is what you'll be doing during the brainstorming session part. So this is what I mentioned about what type of user business that you are actually focused, audience and competitor analysis. All this I've actually just only briefed all of you. And the rest, of course, you can actually read. The second thing is on the market research. Now, as this is actually supports your step 1 as well. When you have certain idea, okay, I think let us come up with a business that focuses on selling this. Okay, you have a basic idea. Then you try to do the market research. Is it really in demand? Is it an in thing? A lot of people searching for it, or no one has done it before, but you feel that it could add value, and then it will help you to get a clear idea. Well, I try to search, but there's only one app that actually has this kind of nature. Or maybe there's so many apps that are doing this, so we may have to change a little bit. Anyway, for your case, You don't have to do in-depth market research and idea confirming and things like that. This is just for you to get the flow of idea on how you actually want to develop a particular app, your thought flow, your thought process. Is that okay? You don't have to come up with blueprint and this layout table. Sir, I have come up, 50 companies are doing the same thing. So these are some of the things. And of course, then third, you will start to build your app's wireframe. So wireframe is basically your blueprint of your app layout. So when while you're having your discussion among your group members, so you can just roughly use pencil and paper. Just with okay, I think when we open the app, the welcome page should be something like this. There should be a Pokemon, tell hello, welcome. Then what is the next page? How roughly, you're just going to draw it out, how you want to plan your layout, how you want it to look like. You don't have to get a designer or things like that at this stage. You are your own designer. Now talking about designer, I don't know why, but in the last couple of years, the diploma students are pretty good with their design. I don't know why, but of course not undermining degree students in any way. It just so happens that the diploma students design artwork. It is so professional. It is up to the professional developed app. Their UI, user interface, design, layout, the color choices, and how they should design, world class. So I don't know why.
Maybe they're good at cheating. Copying some of the apps, mixing it.
No. This is actually, you see, of course, copying is one thing. You get inspiration from some other art is one thing. But when you look at certain things, because when I think you will realize this, when you start learning this Thunkable app, you will realize that the app will be as good as how your thought process and your imaginative power is. It doesn't do the UI work for you. You have to think. And these students, amazingly, they actually did that. It's quite very, very impressive. And you can know is their original work. So I'm just seeing the pattern for the last few semesters. The diploma students have this very good, and their slides is awesome. Slides design is out of this world. If anyone make that presentation, I will hire them. Some of the students, and of course, the whole idea is to encourage them. Oh, you're so good at design. You can actually be a freelancer designer. Their design is so good. I'm very particular about design. I have quite a high taste in design works and things like that. Don't judge me based on what I wear. But in terms of design, in terms of technical designs and things like that, I'm quite particular. And I can also identify whenever I see good design work, the color combination and proper shadings. This is awesome. Anyway, these are the things. So, of course, in this case, the platform is using Thunkable, which is free. Of course, these are some of the things that you can actually read. And when it comes to platform, Thunkable is actually a cross-platform, which means you can also use it for Android and you can also use it for iOS. So it's not an issue. And then, of course, under the development part, whenever you're developing your app, the back end part, sometimes, especially when you're doing the login features and things like that, you need to connect it to a database. We will learn that also. When I say we will learn that, I'm not going to teach you A to Z. I'm just going to expose you. Then you're all in a group, you're going to try to find some solutions. And let me tell you, definitely, 100%, you will have problem. When you have problem, don't ask me to solve it. You can ask suggestion, but I want you to solve the problem. Find a workaround, how you can actually solve it. That's particular issue, do that. How to solve. That's the whole idea. Then how you want to integrate interface certain like APIs or certain database in our previous workshop. And sorry, last semester we also did how to actually interface your app with Google Spreadsheet. So we will do that also. I'll just expose all of you in the various ways on how you can actually do that. And of course, the statistics, you have the app testing. So once you have developed everything, now of course you're trying to test. Are you able to log in? Everyone who have installed the app, is everyone able to see the same data? Are you able to access the same way? Is it crashing? Because we are using the free version, there is tendency to crash, but that is not your fault. And of course, this last step you're not going to do, the beta launch. So usually when we launch, in order for you to place your app in the Play Store or in Apple Store, you need to actually have some payment subscription annually, if I'm not mistaken. And also the Thunkable, you need to actually have the Thunkable Pro version for you to be able to want that file to be uploaded to App Store or Google Play Store. Right? So maybe towards this semester I'll explain how we can actually do that. So if any one of you suddenly have a creative idea of coming up with your own apps, and you can actually publish your app. Of course, the freemium. We heard of freemium? Not premium, freemium. Freemium app. Freemium app is, yeah, your app is free. You get excited and you download the app, it's free. But then what do you get? There's a lot of ads, right? There's a lot of ads. But that's where you're generating money. So you get some income from that. And maybe who knows? All of you are youngsters, creative thinkers. Maybe the next Mark Zuckerberg in disguise. He wears a single shirt all the time, same design, you're all very different. So maybe who knows? You may come up with a different idea, a unique idea, and maybe you could make it big. Sometimes one student asked me, "Sir, you are just talking about so much of scope, so many things. Why you are still here?" Or, not you, me. Why are you still here? Why are you not a millionaire yet? Why you have not developed an app that actually can astonish people? Well, the answer is I have not tried. So maybe all of you can try. Anyway, I'm comfortable where I am now. Of course, I would like to challenge myself also, just that I don't have the time. That's my problem. Then, of course, you have the public launch. We're not going to go through this step 7 and 8. This is when you actually have already published, then you want to actually try to see how we can actually get the feedback and reviews for your app. Sometimes when you want to install, you look for the reviews. Like some people say, this is absolute rubbish. It keeps on crashing. It's not worth downloading the app. So some people, how they do, they actually, it's quite smart. It's a marketing strategy. You give the freemium. They use the app. They say, wow, this is really fantastic. But then when you want to have the more features, they say, now if you pay, you can have these more features. But some people won't mind. This is really good. The app is really good. I don't mind paying 30 ringgit. Buy that. You buy. 30 ringgit is not a big thing. Yeah, the most expensive app that I bought was for about $99. It's around 450, 500. It's for a music app. But the app is really good. Anyway, so that's about it. Any questions that you have regarding the project app development? I'll share this slide as well.
Writer or tools?
Sorry?
We can find Python or
Share in Telegram. Yes.
How long do you have to
You have until the week 12. Now is week 3.
we start from since now?
After you know your group. Well, you can start thinking on. All of you know the basic theme is business, right? So when you form in a group, then throw in your ideas. Where you're thinking hack, and then throw in your various ideas and try to churn and come up with a solid business. The whole idea of when you do the brainstorming and then when you present in front, We'll try to make sure that there's no duplication, or whether is it feasible to be executed, or is it is too high fetched of an idea. So I'll be the moderator. Any other questions? Along the semester, besides the talk, all the other times we will be doing some workshops. Workshop means app development. So as I mentioned earlier, this is the introduction to emerging technologies. In terms of all the technologies that we have actually gone through. In order to go through all those scopes is not possible now in the first year. But can expose. But one thing that we can actually do, at least hands-on, is to have a little bit of experience in app development, whereby you get some experience, integrating with database, so you understand the simple concept of database. We're not going to do the SQL queries on the database or things like that. But now you have some exposure. Oh, data is somewhere there, but I'm able to capture the data and keep it here. Or if everyone is accessing to that same database, everyone is able to view. So you understand certain concepts. So that's why I propose to have this kind of development. And for you can have fun also, and you have something to take back, right? At the end of semester. Is that okay? Any other questions that you all have? When would I select the group members? Well, tonight I'll close the personality quiz, and I think by tomorrow, day after tomorrow, I'll be publishing you all the names that you all can meet and discuss. Is that okay? Showing thumbs up like what you the same group. You don't know that I'll be choosing the group based on your quality, based on your character. It's not that okay. I like this student. Okay, go in here. I like this student. It's just based on the whole idea is to make sure that there is
Everyone will comfortable.
possibly to have an equal distribution of characters in the group. So, when you're talking about group also, and the way I look at it, to keep on talking about this, the workshop won't start very slow. Anyway, so talking about groups, when you form a group, and then when you find there are some group members that are not really cooperative, or they're missing in action, always keep a record. Let's say if you form a group, then maybe you can actually create your own WhatsApp group for discussion purpose, or Telegram group for discussion purpose, and keep all this conversation ongoing in that group. Now, to be realistic, there are always every semester cases where some students, they go missing in action, MIA, or they are not cooperative, they are not responding enough. So any one of the group members or the group leaders can come and see me. So when you can